And a two, and a three, and a four, and a one, and a two, and a three, and a four, and a groovy. My name's Quinlan. Welcome to Melbourne Musos. Jingle, jingle, jangle. Face Chook Live is what we've got here on a pretty maudlin kind of Friday. Anyway, what I'm doing tonight is I'm going to get you groovy, baby. I hope I can get groovy as well. Yeah. So what I'm going to do... I like those patches. Oi! I might keep them in the... What are they? The Indian and Middle Eastern kit. I like them. Jingle jangle. Anyway, as I said, my name's Quinlan. What I'm going to do tonight is talk about numbers a little bit and counting systems. And one of the things that I did a few years ago, but I thought I'd do it again. The reason being is because I realised over the last couple of weeks, Taylor Swift has been all over the joint and everyone wants to buy tickets and things. And I thought to myself, well, these wonderful singers are of a type. If we talk about that, we'd also talk about people like Lana Del Rey and Adele and people like this. And I sat down the other day and I always ask my students, I said, what would you like to do? And Taylor Swift's come up and all that stuff, of course. Nice beats and all that stuff. But I must admit, I hardly know a song. The old grandpa drummer. And what it is I thought, well, I'm going to owe it to myself to go and listen to some of these people. And I put on Lana Del Rey because I know that she was out here earlier this year and all that. And she was slow. Oh, the drummer's nightmare. The drummer's graveyard, a slow tempo. Oh, boy, oh boy, oh boy. So what I'm going to do quickly is talk about a bit of a counting system you could do to really have the really slow beats. Now, what I've got here, you know me and my samples, there we go. And like I said, I want to try and get you groovy. Ash. Evil Dead 2. One of my favourite films, next to Young Frankenstein. Anyway. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and now when you're doing this, okay. And then groovy. But what happens is you have a thing called rates. The rates have gone up. Topical. Oh. Anyway, Lucky Phil. Anyway, what goes on? Sorry, keep it to drumming, Chris, come on. And what you've got is rates, you see. So you could be playing quite quickly. No, press roll. But if the underlying thing is like 1, 2, 3, you're getting that kind of thing. What starts to happen is your rate could be a semi-brief. You could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So you could be playing very quickly, like. But to a very slow song. The rate is a semi-brief. the rate could be a minim. Or how we know our basic rock beat. We have a rate of a crotchet, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. There's your rate, you see. You can have quaver rates, semi-quaver rates, all sorts of things, you know. So what happens is I don't want to say, well, I'm going to say, you can cheat the count. You can morph the count, you see. So what happens is if you're going to play a dead slow ballad, tell you who was great at dead slow ballads was Grady Tate. He isn't mentioned nearly as much as the usual jazz drummers. Grady Tate, who was Sarah Vaughn, the wonderful Lady Velvet, I think her name was, or something, or whatever. But Grady Tate could handle the slow tempos that Sarah Vaughn would sing those dead slow ballads in. Wow! And there you go. And so check him out, Grady Tate, fantastic drummer. But what happens is, now that I'm talking about this, what happens is when you're dealing with, well, I put on Lana Del Rey the other day, and I just let it go. Doggy Park, Doggy Beach, came back. I hardly caught a quick tune. It was all, you know, Born to Die. Okay, rightio, Lana. There you go. And what happens is it's very slow. You've got to handle a very slow tempo, as a la Grady Tate when he was playing with Sarah Vaughan. Fast forward, you know, a couple of decades, and you're dealing with people like Lana Del Rey, Adele, to a lesser extent Taylor Swift, but you're talking about the ladies, the great lady singers and stuff like that. But if I'm going to do that, well, if we're going to go, we could do this.
1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 yet. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 yet. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 yet. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 yet. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 yet. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 yet. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 yet. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 yet. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 yet. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 yet. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 yet. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 yet. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 yet.
Now, rather than in your face, I'll just do it. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. 1 and a 2 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2. There you go, you see, and you can get a really dead slow tempo. You could even go slow. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1, 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2. So on it like that, you see. And of course you can do that with the other thing.
1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2.
Now when you're doing things like that, what starts to happen is that you can start to look at things with counting, and you're really thinking in between the beat. Now what I did was a fairly fast kind of triplety thing.
1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2
I'll do it
and a 3
this
and a
way.
4.
Except I changed my mind. So if you've got, say, I did this the other day with a starting student, and the general thing is when students are starting out, they want to play a rock beat. Of course they do. And then what happens is that when they start playing, they don't think they're fast enough because they haven't got the coordination. You know, that's the practice. Hello, practice. So what you've got is you might have, and I'm saying just play slow and evenly. So you might have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. Imagine if you try to make it funky. So, you know, you get that kind of
1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a
if you start mixing them up. And what I sometimes do is I talk about different things. And when you're dealing with counting business and all that, what can happen is you can count against what you're playing. Now, a lot of people know the Liverpool jangle. Okay, so when you're dealing with learning early Beatles, you might have a straight strum coming from George or John, but Ringo's playing a shuffle. And then, so what's happening is you're getting a kind of a jingle-jangle 4/3 polyrhythm. I've talked about that before. But what can also happen is that when you're starting to get into, well, I'll put it this way. I'll do the
1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4
so you're 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2
four and the one and the two and the three and the four and the one and the two and the three and the four and the one and the two and the three and the four and the one and the.
So I'm playing quavers against the triplets, you see. So it's a form of a 2 against 3 polyrhythm. Now I talk about that a lot, and I've talked about the Liverpool jangle a lot. And now I'm going to talk a little bit about throwing it forward a bit into that kind of jazz rock drumming, fusion, and but not so much that. More, I'm still thinking in terms of Zach Alford and drum and bass and all sorts of stuff. But if you've got, say, let's say, 1 yana, 2 yana, 3 yana, 4 yana, 1 yana, 2 yana, 3 yana, 4 yana, why not try a different sticking, like a 5, like right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right. So if you get that...
1 yana, 2 yana, 3 yana, 4 yana, 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 1
Threw a 7 in there. Hey! There you go. And what starts to happen is you get some of these polymetric ideas, you see, because it's not so much a polyrhythm, it's polymeter, because you might be going 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a hippopotamus, 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 hippopotamus. Ooh! Get your teeth around that. So that's what starts to go on, you see. And there you go. Now, I'm going to change it up just a little bit there, because what goes on is that, of course, when you're doing that, you're getting busy. But the subject I'm doing right at the minute is how to handle slow beats. And it is the in-betweens, you see. So if you're doing 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and 2 and a 4 and a 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and 2 3 and a 4 and a 1 3 and a 4 and a 1 2 3 4 and a 1 ba do do ba da. Now if you're just trying to go I think that's it, ooh boy, like that, you're not gonna get groovy, 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 groovy. Can you hear that little click? Groovy, 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 groovy. A 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3. Yeah. Then you could even it out. Back to Liverpool Jangle Bit. And there you go. Hopefully, groovy. You'll be able to tell me. I'll get the comments later. Ooh. Flamed. So what have I got here? Okay, there you have it. Woo! There it is. So polymeters counting. Now there's 4 kinds of counts. You have the normal crotchet count, like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. Now, do you notice all the offbeats? When you're listening to doof, watch out for that ch at the end. It's a 2 feel in cut time. And so what goes on is you can start working things up, you see. And that's a 2 feel there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But it's actually really 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Always the next time you hear something... That's O-O-N-C-H and a capital C-H. Like that. With the jingle jangle, the bottom hi-hat there. E! And so that's what goes on. Now, what happens there is that I'm going to change it up a little bit and go a little bit around the toms now. Now, there's a little thing that I have here, and one of the things you're probably noticing actually is that hello, the old faithful, the old Evelyn Glennie stick here. I love this stick. You can tell that I've had it for a while. This is the left-hand one, as you can tell from the rim shot city in the middle. And what happens is you're noticing that I'm actually putting a little bit of a pop in there. So I have a thing called the vertical and the horizontal. And the vertical is essentially your volume control, just like on your phone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And what happens is I tend to work in thirds. So if I'm going to play a normal roll, and if I call that around about 3, my accents will be around about 9. 3 times 3 is 9. So there you go. So get on to your accents, you know. So when you're doing things like... all that sort of stuff. I've got a few layers happening there. You see, I'm just doing a kind of a clave kind of deal there, or calypso-ish thing. And what starts to happen is that I've got the normal layer, I've got the normal notes. Might take the triggers off, just for showing you this for a second. Normal accent. I'll just keep it to 4. Then I can put in a rim shot. And why not I put in both? Now I'll do maybe a calypso. Now, there's the vertical. Now you can multiply that by clave, reverse clave, all your accents, sambas, everything you want to do. You see? And there's all that. Now, there's the horizontal. Now, one of the things, one of the little things I love playing, I do it quite a bit, and it's quite the weapon in its own way, because what happens, it gets you around the drum kit. Now, big ass Doris here, I'm just going to stick to the 5-piece bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. And so what happens is I'm going to do a diagonal. Some people call it the cross fill, that kind of thing. Lucky Phil. Anyway, what happens? Stick to drums, Chris. Okay, so what I'm going to do is a 6-note figure. So what happens is you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're just going down the drums as a single stroke rock. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Come back up, 5, 6. Now, na 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 na. Anyone, any, singing students arpeggio. Now what goes on with that is there's a little bit of an action and reaction to this, because when I come down here, if I just keep my hand straight like that, I'm going to have a little bit of trouble getting to the floor tom, this one, floor tom 1 with my left hand. Now this goes back to timpani technique when you're doing inside stick and outside stick, you see. So I just give it a little twist. See? Action and reaction. Now what starts to happen, this is how I think of it. I was just talking about layers and accents here. But when you actually change drums, I call it a natural accent, because if I'm just doing this, but if I go to the floor tom, I'm not really making an accent. I'm actually just going to a different drum. And the drum is creating a different sound, which makes it feel like it's an accent. I'm not doing it. If I go back. Get it? Got it? Good. All right. So when I start doing things like that, I could be going, okay, diagonals, the right hand's doing that, and the left hand's doing that, so you got like that. I'll put the triggers back in there. Oh, did I press the wrong button? Now, layers. Imagine if I put an accent there. Get it? There you have it, you see. But did you notice that with the triggers, there's a bit of a threshold happening? So if we're taking this stick here and going to the ribbon, that would be, let's say, 5. So sound 1 is here, and then the little go over the threshold, and sound 2 is there. So what you can have is nothing. There it is. Comes in. Got a different tone to it, see? 2 different sounds. So that's what you have. Now when you start doing that, you've got 3 things. You've got your even notes. You've got your around the drums, but I'm still playing the same thing. I'm just playing the diagonals here. Now how about if I start accenting? How about if I did this? Here's a calypso. I've got the vertical and the horizontal. Okay, that's my Kath and Kim lesson with the horizontal Irish dancing. There you go. At the good old, what's it? Where did they film that again? Molly Bloom's in Port Melbourne. I think it's long gone now, but anyway. There you go. I was talking about that with Marcus just the other week, I think, mate, wasn't it? There you go. Anyway, so that's that business there. You can get different accents going. And you can also do things like taking the flow. Double it. Mix it up a little bit there, but now when you that's it, that's the beat. Can you hear the beat there? Like, Transylvania. I knew young Frankenstein get in there somewhere. It's a 5-piece kit, wasn't it? Sorry about that, I hit the 6th. All right. So there you go, I better wrap the show up, hey? I've talked about, making slow beats, groovy, baby. Oh, wrong one.
1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3.
Who's laughing? Oh, groovy and a bit bombastic, but that's all right. There you go. So that's what that is there. You know, trying to do all that. Counting systems for slow to fast. One of the things that you can do sometimes, just to finish off, you could be doing triplets and going 1 and a 2 and a 3. I'll do it like this.
1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1
And that's a paratriplet. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. There you go. If you ever put that in, that's a bit more jazz rocky and all that. Biz! And there you go. Counting systems, slow to fast, polymeters and counting, done it all. Rates, Lana Del Rey, Adele, that kind of thing. You know, when you're backing up people that their songs are slow, but they still need a groove right down there. It can be a drummer's graveyard. It can be dead tricky, but you do things with the counting, and then you can get away with it. It's like 1 yana, 2 yana, 4 yana, 1 Ooh, there you go. I love and leave you now. Oi, what am I going to do here? My name is Chris Quinlan. up sometime over the weekend.